What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for June 13th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. It's Tuesday. You know, that means it's time for a little motivation slash positivity. Today, we're going to go back to another Kobe Bryant quote. And I actually saw this in a different form set up for today. And then I just saw it again yesterday as credited to Kobe Bryant, where it's just a little bit different. But great things come from hard work and perseverance, no excuses. And the original one I had was good things happen to those who work the hardest. So same general theme, same general idea. And I like this quote because it just shows and goes to tell you that continue to work hard, keep going through, and the good things will happen to you. Just don't expect anything to be handed out. And it reminds me, I went way back when I was looking at colleges, and I went with a friend of mine to, I believe it was Lehigh, was doing an open house at the hotel right there in Malvern, where coming off of 30, going on to 202. But anyway, so just talking with the guy, and he somehow the question came down to luck, and he was like, "Do you believe in luck?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, sure. People get lucky all the time." And went into this long rant and conversation. It really got me thinking. He was like, no. He was like, the people that work hard, the people that are prepared for when opportunity comes, those are the ones that people are like, oh, they're so lucky, or oh, they're this. And he's like, no, they're not lucky. They've worked hard. They prepared for this. So when the opportunity comes, they were prepared for it. And I think that ties perfectly in, and that's what I think of when I hear this quote, that great things come from hard work and perseverance. And you don't want to necessarily judge yourself against what somebody else is doing. I went for a golf trip this weekend, and one of my biggest issues when I'm golfing is when I'm golfing with guys that can hit the ball further than me, or hit their irons this way, or can putt better this way. I tend to kind of get caught up in that, and I get out of my element and out of my game. And you just got to play your game. And life is the same way. Don't worry about what's going on over here or what's going on over there. Play your game. Just keep working hard, and the great things will come. And I'm really digging a lot of these Kobe Bryant quotes. So that is today's motivational quote. Great things come from hard work and perseverance. No excuses. Just focus on your own game and play your game. All right, so Eagles tickets go on sale today, as well as the open practice for training camp. Chances are you're not going to get tickets. I mean, it's insane. I'm sure they're going to sell out in 10 minutes, and the ticket brokers then are going to buy them all up and resell them for 5 times face value, which is absolutely insane. I don't know what the answer is, but I feel like they need to do something. And yeah, I get that it's free market, and if you have the equipment to do it, but it doesn't seem right. Like I remember the old days where you would line up outside the vet or go to Boscov's or wherever and just wait in line for your turn to get tickets, where they would limit you and things like that. Obviously, we live in a digital world where you don't have tickets anymore, but good luck if you're going to try to get some tickets today. You got to let me know how the process is, because they're expecting it to be insane, Taylor Swift like levels. So keep me posted on that. But if you can't get Eagles tickets, why not go to phillygoat.com? Excuse me. Get some Eagles t-shirts, Eagles gear to get ready for the season. I'm sure I saw that they sold gift cards on their website as well. I'm sure they're going to have a ton of stuff coming ahead and coming out for the new season. So go to phillygoat.com, use the promo code Jim Montgomery, buy your Eagles tickets, or not your tickets. That would be great if you could get 10% off your Eagles tickets through Philly Goat. But buy your Eagles apparel from phillygoat.com. Father's Day is coming up. Just in general, just go treat yourself. phillygoat.com, promo code Jim Montgomery. Tough loss for the Phils last night. Wasted JT hitting for the cycle. 9-8 loss. They battled back. Little concerned that the bullpen had to blow up. They were up 5-1, and the bullpen could not hold on to the lead. And I think that really, to me, is a direct result of not having a fifth starter and putting a lot of that pressure on the bullpen. So I really hope that the front office is really looking for that fifth starter or trying to figure out something, because the bullpen, which was originally going to be a strength, now is being overworked, and they're losing games like this. Granted, the Diamondbacks were hot, but you can't actually lose this game. When JT hits for the cycle, you have a 5-1 lead. You just can't have that. So they'll back at it tonight. I still like to see them take the next two of this series and kind of get things rolling again. But the bullpen and not having that fifth starter is starting to become a little bit of a concern. Congrats to the Nuggets, who won the NBA championship last night. That means it's officially Sixers offseason, and it's probably, and I feel like we've said this every year of the process, but this is probably one of the most pivotal off seasons for the Sixers. New coach, trying to figure out, is Harden coming back? Is he not? What pieces can they get in free agency? They don't have draft picks. They don't have a ton of cap room. It's kind of like Rocky Balboa, the sixth installment. You don't have speed. You don't have this. All you got is... So we'll have to see what they're able to do. But that officially is almost ready to start now that the Nuggets took care of business and put the official bow on top of the 2022-2023 NBA season. All right. Today we're going back to 1995. And on this day, June 13th, 1995... the Devils beat the Flyers 4-2 in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final, clinching the series 4-2. Jim Montgomery scored 4 minutes into the game for the Flyers, and then they went scoreless until late in the fourth when Mikael Renberg knocked one in. Martin Brodeur really came into his own in this series. He got hot and really developed into the stud that he would become. They ended up going on and sweeping the Red Wings in the Stanley Cup final that year. It would not be long before the Flyers would be there and then got swept by the Red Wings. But the 94-95 was shortened due to a lockout. So the Flyers did come in with the top seed. However, they were not able to get much out of that. But again, they were a young team with tons of promise. Little did we know they would not get much higher than that. All right, finally, it is rivalry month, and today we're going to go back to the Phillies, and we're going to look at the Dodgers. This is one of those old-school rivalries that goes back. Dodgers lead all-time 1,185 to 928, but the rivalry itself dates back to 1884. This is more of a postseason rivalry, especially after the Dodgers left from Brooklyn to go to L.A., and they have a ton of postseason history, which we'll get to in a minute. But they're also very intertwined with players and just different pieces from different eras. Obviously, Tommy Lasorda was from Norristown. Mike Piazza was from Norristown, drafted by Tommy Lasorda. At the end of their careers, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, and Shane Victorino played some seasons with the Dodgers. Jason Worth, who was a big part of that 2008 championship team, came from L.A. But like I said, this was mostly, or has been, a postseason. There's kind of two different sort of eras. You have the late 70s, early 80s, and then that era during the golden run of Phillies baseball. But first, in 1950, the Phillies, or the Dodgers, were the team the Phillies beat to win the pennant back in 1950. So that kind of started the postseason rivalry there. In 77 and 78, both seasons, the Dodgers beat the Phils 3-1 in the NLCS. 77 was a very big deal in Philly lore. Game 3 was known as Black Friday. That was the game that the crowd thought that they were getting inside Bert Hooton's head, and they kept booing him, going, "Hoo!" He walked a couple guys. I think he walked like 2 or 3 runs in at that point. But then later on, Davey Lopes allegedly beat out a throw that ricocheted off of Mike Schmidt's glove into Boa's glove, and they got him. But the umpire called him safe. If it happened today, that would be a good Back to the Future what if. If that happened today, the call would have been overturned by replay Phillies would have still had the lead, and then you wouldn't have had Greg Luzinski misplaying the fly ball to ultimately cost them the game in that. And then who knows? The Phils are up now 2-1. Maybe the series goes a little differently. Then 78, they just got outplayed. Phillies got their revenge back in 1983, winning 3-1 in the NLCS. And then there were those back-to-back years where the Phils beat the Dodgers 4-1 in 2008 and 2009. 2008 was the game out in L.A. when Victorino hit the home run, and then Matt Stairs just crushed the pinch hit home run, essentially ending that series. And then in 2009, Game 4 was the pivotal game at Citizens Bank Park, where the Phils were down to their last at-bat, and Rollins ended up walking it off with the double, and the place just went nuts. I went down there with the flu. I felt like crap, but it was a great, great time. Some other memorable moments. This one probably unforgettable, or should be forgotten, but I'm glad that we kind of keep remembering to remember where we came from, was just the way the Phillies fans treated Jackie Robinson when he came. We've mentioned that a few times. If you watch the movie 42, you'll see some of that, and there's not a lot of exaggeration in that. Kind of a black eye on Philly fans and the Phillies team. There was a time that Tommy Lasorda actually physically fought the Philly Fanatic. Almost ripped. I watched the replay of it. He almost ripped off the Fanatic's head because he had a effigy of Tommy Lasorda. He was making fun of him with this Slim Fast and things like that. And then Tommy Lasorda tried to steal the Fanatics forward. Look it up. It's hilarious. And I will say, even though they're on the West Coast now, I'm going to give this a high rating. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5 because of all of the postseason history in this. And as Phillies fans, we know there's not a ton of postseason moments or postseason opportunities, but it seems like a lot of times when we get there, we play the Dodgers. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 for that, and have to for the Tommy Lasorda connection. For the love of God, look that up. It's hilarious. But the LA Dodgers are today's rival for the Phillies, who look to get back on track tonight out in Arizona. Good luck if you're getting your Phillies tickets. If you can't get a Phillies tickets, use that money to go to the phillygoat.com shop and use the promo code Jim Montgomery and just drown your sorrows away in t-shirts. Remember, good things happen to those who work the hardest, and just persevere through everything and just keep going and work hard, and good things will happen. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History. I'm Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Tuesday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.